Hello, everyone. Welcome or welcome back to Here We Go podcast with myself. I am your host. I am the host of this podcast. I haven't forgot how this is done. Jeez. Hi, everyone. Welcome or welcome back to Here We Go podcast. I am Zananda Judge and I am your host for this podcast. I have been away for ever. Actually, let me just get comfortable. Okay. So, what had happened was I had filmed a video back in 2022. Oh my gosh. In 2022, right? Talking about the specific topic, but not as amplified as it is right now. But I didn't like it because I felt like I was blapping a lot. And one thing about me, I'm literally my biggest critique. So in the midst of editing my video, I was like, nope, I am not done on my nails. I was like, nope, I am not going to upload this video. So I deleted the video. I didn't even continue editing. I just deleted. I was like, nope, I'm blapping too much. But this specific year, I rebuke the spirit of self-criticism. I'm still not sure about the what is it called? The title. Yo, I haven't done this in a very long time. I'm still not sure about the title of this video. We'll see. Yeah, I was thinking tapping into your godly self or tapping into your anointed self, right? So here's my thing. I was going through a journey, I still am, but I think last year it was more, I don't know, it was very blurry. I couldn't really see the light, I couldn't really see the future, right? I'm just in this journey where I'm now truly starting to step into my purpose and just also accepting that this purpose of mine is not necessarily something that makes me comfortable, and it's not something that I ever thought that I would do in a million years. I never thought that I'd be here talking about Christ and just, oh my gosh, I'm like growing in faith. I personally was like, it's not for me. Am I really ready to tap into my anointed self, my godly self? Am I ready to now just not just protect my energy, but just protect my spirituality, protect my temple and protect my mind as well, because that's very important, and watch my mouth because what comes out of my mouth is very powerful, and I have to also be accountable. So I think one of the things that I'm learning now is just how important um, being accountable is, in terms of whatever that you do, you're going to be held accountable for it, or whatever that you do, you will account for it. So I don't really take what people do to me or say to me to heart anymore, because I'm like, well, you're gonna account for that in heaven. You have that to account for. One day you will definitely have to account for how you treat people. So I think with me, just tapping into her, it has just made me realize the importance of how you talk to people, how you talk to yourself, and how you treat human beings, and just the importance of humanity, the importance of treating people the way you would want them to treat you, being there for people you love, and just treating people how you want to be treated. And personally, I think one of the best decisions I've ever made was to literally just to fully depend on God. I don't know about you, but I don't like people who are not reliable. I don't like if someone says I'm going to do something and they don't do it. I will not confront the person, but I just don't like people who are not reliable because I feel like I've had so many unreliable people in my life that if you're a special person to me, I would appreciate it if you were to, be honest, be reliable more than anything. But like right now, there's absolutely nothing better than just fully depending on God. Like I know that He won't disappoint me, and I fully depend on Him, and that is something that I have chosen to do, something that I intentionally do every day. So this year I was like, on the 1st of January, when I was praying, I was like, the theme of my life this year is let your will be done in my life. And when I say that is probably the most toughest, most trickiest, most hardest decision I have ever made, because now, because I said that, he didn't force me. I particularly made that decision. So I have to hold myself accountable every time when something doesn't happen the way I had planned it to happen, right? So, like for instance, I've been wanting to film, but my recording software was just doing its own things. Like there was a time I did my makeup. I was like, okay, my software was not working. I was like, you know what, it's fine. I'm gonna wake up in the morning. I slept with my makeup and then I forgot that in the morning I had to wake up early and go somewhere else. And I literally spent the whole day there. So I couldn't I came home, I was tired, right? That's frustrating. There's so many things that have been happening that don't stick to my plan or my idea, right? And every time when I'm like so like when I get annoyed, I'm like, bruh, guwe othe, let your will be done this year. So Kalandon, I literally like hold myself accountable and I love it so much because I'm like, bruh, I'm like always like, okay, fine. I will get really mad and just agitated. And then I'm like, you know what? There's a reason why this is happening. Maybe God didn't want me to speak today. It's fine. I let it go. So just knowing that there's this particular person that I can fully depend on because he is reliable and he will make things happen. And there is a reason why certain things happen the way they do because he said in his word that he has plans to prosper me. So it's like, I can't go against that. I can't go against that. I'm sorry. I can't go against that. I refuse to go against that. So, yeah, it's just more of, hey man, we trust in God and we choose to do that, right? It's something that you choose every day because guys, being fully dependent on God is not it's not glitz and glam. It's not easy. It's like depending. Actually, no. I was gonna say it's like depending on a man, but no. Shem, I have to give him credit. No, definitely can't compare him to a man. But it's so in as much as it's frustrating, not frustrating, but just confusing, because you're now in a position where you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You don't know what's going to happen in the next 2 hours because you said that his will should be done. And I'm not saying that you must not be a unorganized person, but certain things when they happen or certain things when you plan them and they don't come out the way you had planned them to come out, or certain things you have to have faith that these things are going exactly according to his plan. That was your plan, yes, but because you said his will must be done, so he's doing his will now. This is his will, something that you were not prepared for, and it's something that you cannot really fully prepare for because it is his will. It's not something that you plan and then you do it because you pretty much have like a blueprint. But having to fully depend on him, it means that You do not have a blueprint. You don't know what's gonna happen. Anything can happen tomorrow. You might get hit by a car. And even when you sit in that hospital bed, you have to still believe that there is a reason why I got hit by this car. And I might not know that reason yet, but I will know that reason for sure. And that's something that you also need to pray about. You know, you need to ask whatever that you go through, you need to ask God, bruv, chamam, masnokole. One, two, and three happened. Wagwan. He's your friend. What happened, bruv? Like, what am I learning from this? What am I gaining from this? And you will get the clarity. It might not be right there and then, but you will get the clarity and things will make sense in the end. Like when God has answered you, things will definitely make sense and you will be grateful for that. You will be grateful that, hey, I got hit by a car because Lebens of Mana Pambil was going to be worse than this. Or it is teaching me something. So, yeah, man, I think the theme for this year is just being fully depending on God or just fully depending on God and just reminding myself every day that um God is there. And if I shut him down sometimes, I need to remind myself that he's at the door. He's waiting for you to open for him so he can sit and dine with you. I think like for something that was beating me up, especially last year, was just, me one like not being sure if I really want to tap into my anointed self or tapping into this particular me tapping into this character who I feel like she is bigger than me, better than me, smarter, wiser than I am. And she handles things completely different than I would. And sometimes she's there, sometimes she's not. I think it's also because, you do certain things and then you now fall back into your habits and fall back into your old character that you forget that there's this particular person that you need to invite in your life so you can start tapping into your own personal purpose that God has anointed you for, right? It's okay for me to be nervous about it, but I shouldn't, let people's judgments and people's side eyes should not scare me from being this person who I am meant to be. Because if not me, then who? If I don't tap into her, no one will ever tap into her and she will die. And she's a very powerful, strong young woman who is extremely, extremely wise and extremely, extremely strong. So I need to be strong for her right now. And I was reading the Bible, and I came. I was just going through the Bible, and I actually got the revelation. No, I'm lying. Romans 12:2. It says, "Do not be conformed to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind." When I say that this particular scripture felt like confirmation for me, it's something that I needed. God was saying, I completely understand how you're feeling, but there is a reason why you need to be this particular person. Because if you don't tap into her, you will never be heard, and you will never be able to walk, and you will never be able to walk in your purpose that I, the Lord, have created and called you to be. A reminder this year, let's not conform to the patterns of this world, guys. It is okay to detach from worldly things because they're not sustainable, and the happiness there, the peace there, isn't as sustainable as God's peace, as God's happiness, because God will give you his peace, and that peace surpasses all human understanding. So, yeah. See you guys next time, hopefully very soon. Love you. Bye.